All right, after 5 days of chaos, the 28th annual Comic-Con wrapped up on Sunday. It was visited by over 120,000, and it had more Hollywood stars than an Oscar ceremony. I mean, Comic-Con really is the place for film and TV studios to preview their upcoming projects. And of course, some attendees were blown away by the panels and the presentations. Others, though, were underwhelmed at best. So who were the big winners at Comic-Con, and who is in danger of being the next snakes on a plane? Get ready for our panel. It's The Loop. My guests tonight brave the trenches of Comic-Con and have returned to tell their war stories. Grizzled movie veteran Chris Gore is here, and the latest member of the 501st official stormtrooper, Blair Butler. Welcome to The Loop, everybody. Comic-Con 07, I mean, it's over, it's done with. So let's open it up with one of the hottest things that we can't actually show the viewers at home, sadly. Jon Favreau, he's surprised fans with an exclusive Iron Man trailer, which is currently in bootleg form on the YouTubes. Blair, you came back from this panel. You were hyped up. I thought you snorted 13 pixie sticks. You said the trailer was incredible, but did it live up to your expectations overall?
It actually exceeded them. Like, I think the viewers at home that voted are completely right. I think it was Iron Man's Comic-Con. I think last year it was 300. This year it's Iron Man. Every single person I have talked to, every fanboy friend that saw that trailer was like emailing me text messages that were just like holy, and I can't repeat the second word because it was that good. And seeing it there, seeing that movie, that's going to be a very adult movie that's true to the character.
Sure.
Was awesome.
Chris, did you expect the Iron Man to have this sort of reaction? Did anybody go into this year's Comic-Con thinking it was going to be Iron Man's Comic-Con?
Absolutely not. I think Iron Man definitely won all the great buzz because, I mean, this is sort of a B character. I was never really excited about it, but that footage, which I've seen about 15 times now, is amazing. And I think it shows that, you know, if you match an indie film director, indie film roots like Jon Favreau, comic book movies work well this way. It worked well with Christopher Nolan. I mean, indie directors understand, do it on a low budget, make it look bigger than that, and make it about character. And I think that that's what sold it. It wasn't just the Iron Man in the suit. You know, it was Robert Downey Jr. being Tony Stark. He rocked.
Yeah, I think, you know, Favreau even said at the panel that this trailer is designed to let fans know that Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. And that opening speech at the beginning where he says, you know, that's how Dad does it, that's how America does it, and that's how it's worked pretty well so far, I think it just cements that character. And I think people are so excited for this movie.
Doubt has been erased across message boards everywhere for Iron Man fanboys. Let's turn to the J.J. Abrams Star Trek reboot, though. I mean, Blair, the Spock casting, I mean, is that really a big deal? Is that really that huge of a deal?
I know Chris is excited about this. I was kind of like, really? That's it? That's all we get? Like,
well, Chris, you were excited. Why were you giddy about Siler heading up the old Spock?
Well, first of all, I think it's great casting. I've actually read this old script called Starfleet Academy, which sort of has a bookended, the old Kirk and Spock revisiting their first years at Starfleet Academy and going on the first mission with Captain Kirk, his very first mission as captain of the Enterprise. And if he sticks to some of that, I think it'll be amazing. And also Mission Impossible 3, never excited about that movie, but J.J. Abrams made it amazing. It was really about the story, and I think he understands that. Plus, miniskirts and go-go boots. I cannot wait. Give me red shirts.
I feel like it was sort of like a double downer in the J.J. Abrams camp just because all we got for the monster project tentatively titled as Cloverfield was a poster, and then all we really got for Star Trek was that, you know, the big announce basically, because everything else had already leaked to the media, was that Leonard Nimoy's in it, which is kind of like, that's cool, but we could have sort of assumed that there would be some sort of flash forward.
Sure.
So for me, I really wanted more.
Well, while we're talking about a lack of real news, we got to talk about Zack Snyder, of course, the 300 director, regarding Watchmen. I mean, his adaptation, they had a panel, and they didn't really give out much. I mean, was this a little too early to have the panel, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're looking at, March of 2009 now on this film. I think it was too early, but, you know, at least we got something, what his idea, it's going to be a serious take, and he's going to be able to work in things like there's a pirate comic book that plays a part. I'm excited about those kinds of things. I'd rather see it as a miniseries, you know, it would work that way, the way it's structured with the 12 books, but I really trust Zach. I mean,
sure.
I think he's going to do a fantastic job.
Well, I want to go to Blair here and talk about the Dark Knight trailer that was released, because some people are actually calling it a trailer, but I call it an exploding bat graphic with some VO. I mean, was all the excitement justified?
Well, look, first off, and I know Chris did not like it, but I will start by saying that I did like it Number one, rumors basically had been circulating for a long time that Warner's was definitely not showing any footage. So my expectation was that there would be no footage, and lo and behold, there was no footage.
Sure.
But they did have an audio track that I think picks up where the first film ends with that Joker card. And it basically, if you listen to that VO track, even if you're bummed because there aren't any images, what they're saying in that is, hey, Batman put on the mask, and now the thugs that he's terrorizing are freaking out and responding by signing up with someone else who's equally, disfigured or who's equally disguising himself.
And for attendees, they also had an awesome alternate reality game going on where people got to be the Joker. I mean, of course, not me because our team failed miserably, but that's my MO at this point. All right, let's move on to the final word very, very quickly. Start with you, Chris. Who was the unsung hero of this year's Comic-Con, in your opinion?
Unsung hero, I don't know. I think the fans. I think the fans really make that thing. I mean, one of my favorite things about Comic-Con is just having intense conversations about geek topics. I can barely speak right now because I've lost my voice.
Sure. Blair, would you agree, or do you think there was another unsung hero?
Well, I would actually say one of the unsung heroes of Comic-Con, and I know I debated this in the other loop, but it was that kind of comics itself. There were some huge announcements in the comic book world, involving Warren Ellis and Mark Waid and a bunch of other guys that really did not get covered. And so hopefully, some way comics will sort of get as much coverage.
Not at Comic-Con. It's Trailer Vision, Blair. Come on. If they don't have a coming soon or in a world, it's really not worth covering.
Right.
I'm sorry. But I want to thank our guests, Chris and Blair, for keeping us on the loop. You guys get some rest. I know it was a little grueling this year.
Attack of the Show, weeknights at 7, only on G4.